Hello, welcome. My name is Victoria, and today what I want to do is take you through a number of things that you can do to get the most out of your push-ups. Now, if you haven't yet mastered the push-up, never mind, we will get you there. So there's a lot of different techniques and methods that we can use to gradually step you forward into the direction of getting your first push-up, or if you already have your push-ups, I'll give you some more advanced techniques as well. So we're going to have it all covered here in this episode today, and we are going to start with the easiest version. We're going to progress that up to a more difficult version and some different ways you can play around with push-ups to add them into your exercise routine and really get a really good chest workout for that. Now, what we're going to start off with is how to set up to get the most out of your push-up. Now, what you can do is really need to be able to activate the core, because in a push-up, what we want to see is that from our shoulder to our ankle, we want a straight line. So as we're coming down towards the ground, for us ladies, our chest is going to touch the ground first before our hips. Now, that can be quite challenging if you're new to push-ups. And the way that we're going to overcome that is by activating the core. By activating your core, you're going to be able to have that nice, strong, steady trunk. By achieving this, we are going to be able to come down in one piece to be able to then push back up again. So what we want to do is not break from our hips where there's two levers involved. So I'll get a little bit more into that in a moment, but basically what we're going to look at is different lever lengths. Now, what I mean by that is we are either going to be, for a beginner push-up, if you haven't yet got your push-ups yet, we are going to shorten the lever length from your knees to your shoulders. Is going to be the straight line that we're looking at. We're going to progress that on to the lever length being all the way from your ankles to your shoulders. Now, the longer the lever length, the harder it is. The shorter the lever length, then the easier it is, which is why we can regress it to our knees to make it easier. But I'll show you ways and what to look out for to make sure that you're getting the most out of those push-ups. Because when you're doing the easier version, we want to really be able to master those as much as possible so that then you can progress to the next level and the next level and the next level as you're improving on those push-ups. So to start off with, what we want to do is be able to understand, how do we activate that core? How do we get that position and hold that tight when we're coming down into the push-up? I'm going to show you a few key pointers that you can incorporate, which are really, really crucial to be able to master this. So to start off with, what I want to talk to you about is pelvic tilt. So when you're coming in to activate your core, I want you to think of your tailbone tucking in and under. So you want to, if you're quite curvy in your back here, I want you to tuck that tailbone in and under, bring that belly button in towards your spine and closer up towards your rib cage. Now we want to really embrace our core to keep our core nice and tight. Once you've got that pelvic tilt under, we are then going to bring that down onto the floor. So coming down onto the floor, what we want to do, we're going to start off with the easier version. Now you can have your push-up with your hands wider. We're going to work more off that today. Or if you wanted, really narrow push-ups with the triceps, that's another version as well. But to start off, we're starting off with the easier version. So we're going to bring our knees down to the ground, and with our pelvic tilt forward, so make sure you're not arched here. You want to tuck it under and bring your shoulders over your wrists. Now we're going to keep that core nice and tight. You'll see there's a straight line in between my shoulders and my knees as you're coming down to the floor. So come all the way down and back up. And again. We're just going to do 3 in this position. And come up on your toes. The next one, we're going to come all the way down to the ground on our toes. So coming down, chest to touch the ground first. And then from here, you'll see my knees are still up. What I want you to do now is lower your knees, tuck your pelvis under so you can come up with that straight line. Lift your knees up, come down, and come back up. And another one, and back up. Now, if you've got that, we're coming to the next level. On our toes, down and back up. All right. Another version that you can have for the push-ups, and this is the easier version, is you can do it off a bench or a box and just incline it. So you've got a bench or a box here. What I want you to do is make sure your hands are nice and steady. Bring those feet up. Come all the way down, chest to touch the box, and push back up. Now, if you have that one, we can advance that as well to do it as a decline, where you place your feet up on top of the box. And coming down. Another one we can do is against the wall. So to show you that one, bring this back a little bit. If you are here, come nice and close. Now if you haven't yet got the floor push-ups, then this is the one that you can use. So that gives you a number of different versions of push-ups that you can use. So if you have any questions at all in relation to those, please let me know. I'm going to go through, back over here. So going back through those again, we have on your knees, coming down. So the first one, if you haven't got any push-ups at all, the first one that I want you to do is off the wall, against the wall. That'll be your very first version. If you've never done a push-up and push-ups are super, super hard for you, then try the wall version first. After that, you're coming to the ground, and after the wall version, you're coming to this one, which is incline. If you've got that, then that's when you come to the floor with your knees down, and this one. Now you can also do this with your either wide, or you can bring your hands closer together, have your elbows coming close in beside you, and do more tricep push-ups. From there, the next version up is on your toes. If you've got all of that, then next version is your decline. So, I hope everyone is feeling very confident in improving their push-ups. There's some fantastic techniques, lots of different variations, suitable for all levels of fitness, so make sure that you try them out. Really, really good way to improve, progressing from one to the next to the next. Once you've mastered one level and it's becoming easier, then progress to the next one and continue like that. Now, make sure you go and check out my website at www.victoriafitpersonaltraining.com, and you'll be able to see all my packages and everything for home and gym workouts on there. So you've got video demonstrations of how to get through each of the exercises, and also make sure if you have any questions, you have any sort of content that you would like to request for me to bring in these videos, then let me know at Victoria Fit Personal Training. All you need to do is email, and the email is victoriafitpersonaltrainingpt@gmail.com. So I look forward to hearing your requests, and I'll do my best to be able to deliver as many of those requests through content like this and enhance from there. Now, before we go, I've got some extra little tips for some variations of push-ups that you can do as well. So what you can do is you can actually do a narrow and wide push-up. So what you can do is you can do a push-up which is quite narrow. If you've done all the different levels and you wanted to play around with your push-ups a little bit to get a little bit more out of them, you got a narrow push-up, you come down here, then you can step the hands out and do a wide push-up. Step them back in, narrow push-up, step them out, wide push-up. Okay, so there's one. Another version, you can get something like a kettlebell or something solid, or a little step or something, and you can come on one side, push up, and step it over, and other side. That's another version that you can play around with. So a couple of little extra techniques there. It's been really great spending time with you today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. But in the meantime, head on over to the next video. I will see you there in just a moment. There is the one that you want to look out for is how to improve your squat. So you've got the hip mobility, definitely one to check out, and also the one on squatting technique. So I'll see you in those videos in just a minute.